Hey everybody, it's Lo and welcome back to my channel, Lo Without Limits. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own homemade granola. Mine is gluten-free, of course, so if you want to see that, then just keep watching. When you go to the grocery store, there are so many different kinds of granolas, and one, they're super pricey, and two, they're not always gluten-free. And if you're like me, then you need a gluten-free granola, and these are so good with oatmeal or with on top of yogurt, on top of some pancakes, whatever you want. Granola is just a delicious snack to have and delicious topping. So I'm going to show you how to make your own, and of course there are different ways to make your own granola. So as I make mine, I'll let you know of different modifications that you can make when making your own granola. So let's get started with the granola. First things first with the granola is you're gonna want half a cup of some type of neutral oil like coconut oil or olive oil or even avocado oil, and then half a cup of something sweet. So you wanna make sure that these are even amounts. So if you wanna make more, then just make sure that they're an equal amount. So for the something sweet, you can do maple syrup, honey, agave if you're into that. So for mine, I'm going to do half a cup of olive oil and half a cup of maple syrup. In your bowl of the sweet and oil mixture, you're gonna add in some cinnamon or whatever other spice you like. I'm gonna do half a teaspoon of it and half a teaspoon of salt. And of course you can do a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how much you think you want in your granola. With these two things in your bowl, or four things, just kind of mix it around so it's all even in there, and you wanna make sure that the cinnamon and the salt is spread throughout. And I like mixing all these liquids together first, so when I put in the oats, they can get evenly coated. And now, of course, for the granola, I'm using these gluten-free oats. I have either the Bob's Red Mill gluten-free oats if I'm going to Ralph's or Sprouts to get them, or if I go to Trader Joe's, I get the Trader Joe's big bag of their gluten-free oats. It doesn't really matter as long as they're gluten-free. Unless you don't care about gluten, then get all the gluten. And I'm going to do about 4 cups of this. And it is before you put it in the oven that you will add in any nuts and seeds, because these can get toasted with the oats. Anything like dried fruit or chocolate chips, coconut, anything that will really burn in the oven, you'll add on after you bake it. So I'm going to have some almond slivers. These I get in the bulk bin at Sprouts. And some raw pepitas. These I picked up at the farmer's market. And with all these things in your bowl, just go ahead and mix them about. You want to make sure that everything is getting evenly coated with the sweetener and with the oil that you have in there. Alright, so this looks pretty well mixed to me. So I'm just going to make sure I have it all in there. And what I have is just my baking sheet, and I have my silicone baking mat on there. If you don't have silicone baking mats, then you can just use parchment paper, whatever will allow it to not stick to your pan. And I have my oven already preheated to 325 degrees. The trick with this is low and slow, because you don't want to really just like bake it and burn it. You want to just allow it to dry out. I'm going to dump all of this onto my baking sheet. And I added the almonds and pepitas, but feel free to use whatever chopped nut you like. Walnuts would be really good. And then you just want to mush it super flat onto your pan. The flatter is, the easier it will be to cook. Alright, so here it is, all pretty flat and even on my baking sheet. I'm going to pop it into the oven. I'm going to set my oven timer for 30 minutes just so it doesn't turn off on me, but it should be done around 20 to 25 minutes. And what I'll do is about the halfway point, around 10 minutes, I'll take it out, give it a little mix up. That way some are clusters, some are kind of broken up, and it gets evenly baked, and then put it back into the oven for the remainder of the time. So again, the trick is low and slow with granola. All right, it's been about 12-ish minutes since putting the granola in the oven. I'm gonna take it out and mix it up before I let it finish baking. Ooh, it smells so good. Give a little mix in here, make sure everything gets baked all evenly. And then flatten it out again. You can also do sunflower seeds, any other type of little seed that you like. I just had the pepitas on me from the farmer's market, and I love pumpkin seeds as it is, so I figured they would be a great addition. There's really no wrong way to make your granola, and every time you do make it, you can make it a little bit different. That way you just don't get bored with it, and you can just like play around with the flavors. It's so simple and easy to make and doesn't require a lot of ingredients. So you can really make it as often as you want. You can even cut this recipe in half in case you just wanted to try something new. That way you're not using 4 cups of oatmeal and everything for something that you may or may not like. And then if you do like it, make some more. So you can always do that as well. And back in it goes. I'm gonna leave that in there for another 12-ish minutes, and then I will take it right back out. Really quickly before it's all done, I have about a minute left in there in the oven, and I'm just gonna sprinkle some of my shredded coconut on top. That way it gets a little bit toasty in the oven. So of course, if you don't wanna add coconut, just don't do it. And if you don't want toasted coconut, then just add it on at the end. But I just wanted it to have a little bit of a toast. So for the last minute, I'm just gonna throw some on top of the granola. So this, again, I just get on at the bulk bin at Sprouts. I'll just let that be in there for the last about like minute and a half. Now the granola is all done, so I'm just gonna take it right out of the oven. All right, there it is, nice and golden and crispy. I'm just gonna mix it around a little bit. That way it doesn't stay too clumpy because I want some smaller pieces. For this, I'm going to top it with some goji berries. These I got at Sprouts. I thought I had raisins and craisins in my pantry. Turns out I do not. So I'm just gonna use the goji berries that I have, but feel free to use any dried fruit that you have. If you have dried mango or dried apricot, just chop it up into small pieces and that would be delicious as well. So whatever dried fruit you want to add, feel free to do so. Of course, since granola can be however you want it to be, just add whatever dried fruit you like. I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle those on there. Mix them kind of in with the granola. And when you first take it out of the oven, the granola will still seem damp and like it's not granola that you'd buy at the store, but that's normal. As you let it cool, it will harden and just kind of clump together to be granola that we all know and love. So I'm gonna let that cool and allow it to cool for like 30 minutes even. So quite a long time, but it is worth it. So it's been a while, and now that the granola is all nice and cool, I'm going to store it in this big mason jar. It's the only container that I really have that can fit all of the granola, and it'll just look nice sitting on my counter because it can just stay on a counter for about a week or so. And then you can also freeze it if you wanted to, but sometimes if you have like frozen or like fruit or whatever in there, it could just freeze and be like really like too chunky. So I'm just gonna leave it on my counter and I'll well finish it within about a week and a half. So don't have to worry about that. So I'm just gonna put it in here. And as you do so, you can break it up. That way it's not all one big chunk. And there you have it, your very own homemade granola, exactly how you like it. So what I'm gonna do for my granola is I bought some little yogurt cups and I'm just gonna sprinkle that on there and let you know how it tastes. I'm gonna go with this Good Karma dairy-free yogurt. It is made with flax milk, so it's nut, soy, and dairy-free. It's in the flavor vanilla. I've also never had this yogurt, so we'll see how the yogurt tastes. I'm on the hunt for a good yogurt. Yogurt's very good. And it is delicious. Well, there you have it. That is how you can make your very own homemade granola. And like I said many times in the video, feel free to make it however you like, but that's pretty much the base recipe to doing it. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've made granola before and what you like to do with your granola or what you like to add in your granola and what you want to see more of on my channel. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe. I upload a new video every Wednesday. So until the next one, thanks for watching.